Hey guys, Joshua Ngadamu here, and this is another Gundam MSIA review. Try and get some more lighting on it. And this is a custom figure of mine, the GM D-Type. Now, it has not been painted yet, so that's why its coloring is a little off. It looks a little weird. This is because I haven't painted it yet. But it's a custom MSIA that I have been working on, along with the help of my wife. And a lot of cutting, a lot of advanced custom techniques like joint replacement have gone into it. And I'm going to do a tutorial someday on how to build your own, but it'll take some time. But this is my prototype. What I'm waiting to do before painting it is to finish my GM 1.5, which I designed some time ago, and is currently being painted right now. So he's had 3 coats of green and gray and is looking quite nice. I really like the GMs, but you know, the version 1s, they have limited flexibility and their arms sometimes fall off. And so I kind of wanted something like the GM version 2s, which are much better. And so I created the GM 1.5. And the GM 1.5, who is still being painted, was made basically out of a Gundam 1.5, the one that connects with the G-armor parts and everything. You can see that in the waist there. It was to be a cost-efficient version of this guy. Albeit, for most of you, it probably wouldn't be cost-efficient because I used a GM ground-type head from a damaged one or something like that. But Gundams R Us supplies me with a lot of spare parts that I can build customs with, and so, yeah, it's kind of possible for me. But, then I thought, what about other GM variants? As, like, you know, the D-Type from Gundam 0080 is very, very cool. So, there's a little gap in the neck right now. That's because I want to be able to take off the head when I paint it, so that I can get everything looking really nice. And so nothing that goes onto the body has been glued on. As in the head, neck peg hasn't been glued on, and the backpack hasn't been glued on. But I'll show you this figure. To be like it was in the show, I gave it this machine gun right here. I don't actually know the name of the machine gun, but it's the machine gun you see when the base is attacked in Gundam 0080. And so he has that gun, he holds it quite well. And what he has is a Gundam version 1.5 shield. Works quite nicely, just your standard GM shield. And that can fit in either hand. As is common for most of my GM variants. Now, I could have used a Gundam version 2 to build him, but I wanted to focus on producibility because I want to build a squad of these guys. I want to build 3. And I want to build 3 GM Kais and 3 GM commands. It'll take time to come up with all the parts, but you know, I'm trying to streamline it where I can produce it. And Gundam 1.5s are a lot easier to get than Gundam version 2s, but could use a Gundam version 2 in all the parts if I wanted to. But I used the Alex Gundam body. As you can see, I cut off this part and this part, and I've totally cut off the pockets in the back, and this back part that sticks out. And I did that because it's supposed to be flat there. Now, these booster holes are more for space units, and so I'm going to actually fill them with an epoxy and then sand them down so they're nice and smooth, because those aren't actually there on the GM D-Type. It's one of those little details that I could probably leave, but I'm trying to be as accurate as possible. The GM D-Type matches up quite well with the Alex Gundam. Now I used Alex Gundam's upper legs, and then I took the joint from the lower leg and replaced the Gundam version 1.5's lower leg joint with the Alex part. So basically I did a joint replacement so that the 1.5 legs fit the Alex legs. And then I cut the regular 1.5 legs, you know, in a way that made them look like a GM. That's basically what happened there. I could use Alex feet and they match up with the more advanced GMs just a little bit more, but didn't have the same flexibility as this guy, nor did these things stay on very well on the Alex feet. So in some things I had to give a little and have a little less accuracy for more durability and playability, but you know, it happens. This right here is actually a thruster booster cut from the side of New Gundam's shoulder. So I just cut off New Gundam's shoulder booster and glued it on there. And so it's perfect. Absolutely 100% perfect for what the more advanced GMs look like. And basically what I'm doing as I build my GMs is I started off with the 1.5. I wanted to see if I could build a regular GM. Now I'm working on a GM D-type, which is slightly more advanced, and the next one that comes after that is a GM Command, which is a bit more advanced, and following that, either the GM Kai I'll finish, or I'll finally come out with a GM Sniper 2 MSIA action figure. So I'm working my way up in difficulty. This arm elbow thing here is on all the more advanced GMs, and my wife actually figured this part out. This came from a Wing Zero Customs lower torso. I had a lot of Wing Zero Custom damaged torsos. Not damaged, the torsos weren't damaged, but they had no wings or anything, so I couldn't sell them or anything, and they were just fooling around spare parts. We needed something around for the elbow, and my wife cut it, and yeah. Between cutting and gluing and painting, you can make any MSIA, you can make any mobile suit you ever wanted with the MSIA, because they're durable. You know, the plastic's strong. It's not going to break when you cut it. I mean, it cuts, but you know what I mean? It's not going to snap like model kit plastic. And now people do make amazing customs with model kits too, but I like the durability of the MSIA. So, you know, some people like model kits better, some people like the MSIA better. I like the MSIA better, but deep respect for the model makers, because there's some pretty cool guys, and a lot of creativity goes into that too. But I want to use these guys in stop motion animation, so it's pretty important. Now, these are the regular boosters right here. And what I did was I took another backpack and I cut the boosters and then I glued them in, and gives him that quad boosters that the GM D-type has. I just used regular beam saber hilt, cut off that side of the backpack. This is a GM ground type head, drilled head Vulcans into it. These are the little face vents cut off of the Alex Gundam and turned sideways and glued on. And this is we drilled into there, and this fit in. It was a GM Cannon 2's antenna. Basically, a lot of the MSIA, there's parts that are glued on to them. This was actually a piece that was glued into its head on the GM Cannon 2. And we just heated it up and pulled it out, just pried it out. And so I could use it fully whole, instead of trying to cut an antenna and glue it on and watch it fall off. You know, if you want something to stay on, it has to have something that actually fits in there. But it has pretty good flexibility. It's a nice mix between the Gundam 1.5 and the Alex Gundam. I'm quite pleased with it. You know, it'll be painted one of these days. The thrusters are cool. I mean, this guy, if you just gave him a paint job, he's perfect. Absolutely 100% perfect. It's beautiful. And so I'm going to continue building my various GM variants. And for the record, I am out of Alex Gundam bodies, and we'll happily trade parts for parts. You know, so if you guys are building customs, which I highly encourage, and you need some parts, maybe we can help each other out, because I need Alex bodies. Well, thanks for watching. Sorry that was a little long, but now you know everything that goes into a GM D-type. Catch you guys later.